Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we have this time is the Masanobu Okada Aogami or Blue number 2 Tall Nakiri. So this has a 3-layer construction. The hard core steel is Aogami or Blue Paper number 2 reactive high carbon steel. Heat treat's not specified, but it should be in the range of 61, 62, possibly 63 Rockwell. The construction is stainless, a soft stainless cladding on either side of that hard core steel. So you've got that cladding over the blue number 2. We'll get a close-up look at it, but the cladding does not cover the top, so it's a sanmai type construction, and you will see the layers peek out at the spine here. The weight and dimensions are going to vary a little bit from knife to knife. This particular one's 234 grams or 8.3 ounces. The edge length, the usable edge, is about 170 millimeters or 6.6 inches. Overall length is about 330 millimeters or 13 inches. I measured the thickness of the spine at 3 points along here. This particular one, it might be a little bit unique. Maybe it's the way they put the handles on these, but or I should say work the tang. But this particular one has a pretty big bump right here in thickness, especially on this right side. So yeah, I measured 5.7, but that is where what it is above the back of the heel. But then once you get past that hammer, I don't know if I'd call it an anomaly, but you can see it thins out quite a bit as soon as we get past that. So halfway down, I measured it at 2, big difference. And then at the end, I measured it at about 1.4. Now this particular blade does have a bit of a twist in it. You could probably see that. I'll mention that to Mark. They can use their tools to take that twist back out, but no big deal. That should be pretty easy to do. But you can see it thins out nicely, which is a little unusual on a Nakiri style blade. So it's pretty darn thin, but it's still it's pretty thin at the spine, but it's still, since it's tall, it's pretty stiff as well. Blade height measured in 2 places. At the back is about 70 millimeters tall, and then in the middle it's about 72, so it gains a little bit coming towards the front. The handle is octagonal rosewood with a black packawood ferrule. Nice fit and finish on that. Looks like they got a pretty tight install at the tang there on the handle as well. Circumference is about 76 millimeters or 3 inches where the two materials meet. And balance point is right about there. It's not that far forward, and the reason is the blade is, the spine is thinner towards the front, so that lessens the weight a bit. So there's your balance point, which is just a little in front of pinch grip, so it gives you enough sense of some mass on the blade for some cutting power, but yet the blade itself is pretty light. Let's see, I guess we'll get a little close-up look at it. So this is kind of got some rustic feel to it. Definitely can tell this is a, hammered blade. Again, especially towards the rear. You've got chisel kanji, which is a really cool feature. And you've got this kudauchi or blacksmith protective finish on it, but it is a stainless cladding, and then a kasumi type finish, and kind of a sandblasted kasumi finish, and then there's your cladding down there towards the bottom, peeking out, or I should say the core steel peeking out. Here is the left side of the blade. You can definitely see the cladding line there where the core steel comes towards the edge. So I'd say it's a kind of a very matte finish. You can really feel when you run your fingers across it. It's fairly smooth, but it's not slick, if you know what I mean. The right side of the blade definitely has that kind of bulbous piece sticking out towards the back. But if you look at the spine, you can see the layers kind of peeking through there. So let's look at it on the cutting board. I'd say out of the box edge, maybe about 6 out of 10. It had a pretty decent edge on it. Of course, you can get it sharper if you know what you're doing. One characteristic of this thing is it is flat, 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 flat. So this is pretty much like a pool table flat. So this is, there's not any real belly to this. It just, boom. So it's consistently flat, but it's very, very, very flat. So, and you can see when I come down here, it just hits a stop. So this is going to be a really almost a pure chopper, not much belly at all to it. So kind of a unique knife. So this is if you're looking for something that's tall, got a little bit of weight to it, and you like really flat profiles, this might be something to look into. If we look at, I forgot to do that. So if we look at the grind, you can see it gets pretty thin towards the edge as well. So this is the Masanobu Okada Aogami, or blue number 2, tall Nakiri.